Blair, among other things. You're unmistakably Lisa, actually, so that's fantastic. So here we go.
Thank you.
You bet. Greatest Hits 98.1. Lisa Whelchel. You know her, of course, as Blair from Facts of Life. But you also, I'm a MeTV fan myself, so I know you from Collector's Call because I'm a collector too. So I always love to find out what you're going to dig up next from these collections that people have. It's amazing what people collect and how they go about collecting. I think that's one of the best parts of the entire show. And can I start here? How did you get kind of linked to this whole thing to get into this second, third, fourth, fifth career doing Collector's Call?
Well, thankfully, I knew the showrunner, Mike Schmiedler. We had worked together before, so when he came up with this idea and asked if I'd wanted to be a part of it, I really jumped at it. And not because I'm a collector. I'm not a collector. But I love people, and I love to hear their stories. And, every single item that they've collected has a story. Most often it comes from their childhood. And so I just love to dig deep, and I learn about the people and I learn about the items, and sometimes I learn about whole genres. Like, there's a lot of horror and sci-fi collectors. One of the episode this Sunday is horror and sci-fi toys. And that's not something I know very much about, but I'm learning a lot about it and really learning to respect why they are so deep in it.
Yeah, passionate about it. There's, like you said, there's kind of like subsets, sub genres. I collect penguins. Okay, all little penguin figurines and dolls and everything else over the years. I'm a nut for penguins. But then I even found inside that section of collecting, there's some people that just collect the porcelain ones and some that just collect the soft toys, or just, I had no idea that and of course you start looking it up, you start finding out about why people started collecting these things and how they go about collecting. It's a nice tie. It's a very nice tie with obviously the audience of MeTV, because from that standpoint, we are of that generation that there's so many memories that are tied to both the television shows and the things that people collect. Lisa, we will have to talk about Facts of Life here. We do have to at some point, because what a monster hit that was. What an amazing show to come along. When you were in it, when you were in that moment, when you were going through that, did you have an idea that this is lightning in a bottle, that we got something really, really good going on here?
You know what? We didn't. None of us did. The first season, it just barely made it, and it didn't make it very much high in the ratings. They actually, the second season, they kind of retooled the whole thing. They just dropped it down to 4 girls instead of 7 and brought in another character. So it really took a while to catch its audience. But once it caught the audience, then they just, they were growing up and they were committed. And so, but it wasn't something that we could realize right away.
I think MeTV has done a great job with this, that we get an opportunity to see these things in retrospect, that maybe at the time we were busy, our lives were different, we were at a different place in time, and so we get the opportunity to a little later on to delve into the show and say, boy, I really enjoy it, I appreciate it after the fact. And one thing we learned along the course of time too is you played the character of Blair so well that we were convinced that you are the snottiest person on the planet, and you're far from it. You are one of the nicest people to talk with, and you love people, and it's obvious there. Tell me once again a little bit about Collector's Call. So it's Sunday nights, right, on MeTV? That's when we see it.
Sunday nights, 6:30, 5:30 Central on MeTV, and I travel the country and meet people that have amazing collections and bring an expert in to help appraise, and then the expert typically brings an item that the collector, he or she knows the collector wants, but then they have to make a trade for an item they already have. And it's really difficult because there's a sentimental story behind every item, and there's a thrill of the hunt that goes along with it. So it's sometimes really difficult for them to make the trade.
We keep kind of bouncing back and forth here, but I think it's a fair enough question. Do you still have an opportunity to meet up with some of the gang, so to speak, from Facts of Life, or catch up with what they're doing?
Yeah, we do meet just for different reasons. We were, three of us were on the Drew Barrymore show, surprising her for her birthday recently. And before that, we were all at Norman Lear's birthday party. And so our paths do cross, and it's always wonderful.
That is great when you get together. Lisa Whelchel, what else is on your docket? You like to keep yourself busy, collector's call, but what are you doing beyond that?
You know, the thing is, right now I've got 2 projects that are in the works, but unfortunately not something I can talk about yet.
Oh, okay.
Because they're not done deals.
But they will be. They will be. So it will.
I hope so.
Yeah, well, that's what you're hoping on. Exactly. And so we'll be looking.
Hoping so, yeah.
We will look for that in the future from the always wonderful Lisa Whelchel. And we're looking forward to seeing what collections are out there with Collector's Call. And I'm looking forward to go back and check out some of those reruns of Facts of Life again. So see
Good.
Blair and Tootie and the rest of the crew, and the very gifted and talented actress who we lost a while back, Charlotte Ray, who was just a national treasure. She was just amazing in her role, as you all were on that. Lisa, thanks for spending a little time with us here.
Thank you so